Hey guys, today I'm going to be going over the learning outcome that describes the 3 movement phases of catching an object and the role vision plays in each phase, as well as answering whether or not you need to be able to see your hands throughout the flight of an object to catch it. So the first stage of catching a moving object is moving your arm and hand towards the object, and then the second stage is being able to shape your hand in order to catch it properly. And then the last stage is like moving your fingers in order to grasp the ball. During each stage, vision plays an important part because it allows you to receive feedback from the moving object as to where to position your body or your arms properly. They did research and they found that during the flight of a ball, during the first 1/4% of it, your arm's not really moving. And then at about the 25% mark, your elbows extend and your elbows flex and your shoulders extend in order to get your arm up, in order to readily position your arm. And then that's occurring for pretty much the rest of the movement while the ball is in flight. And then at about the 50% mark, your hand and your arm get into the proper position. So instead of just moving, now they're more coordinated in terms of, okay, the object's gonna land here, this is where I need to move my hand. And then in the last 25% of the while the ball's in its flight, your fingers and hands are already in place, ready for the object to hit your hand so you can grasp it. One thing to note though is that catching an object is not dependent on, like, the actual grasping of it is not dependent on feeling the ball in your hand. It's mostly visual, so you're gonna grasp it based on what you believe is the perfect timing, as opposed to, oh, I feel it, now I'm gonna grasp it, because most of the time you're gonna be wrong in terms of grasping it correctly. And then in terms of being able to or needing to visually see your hands in order to grasp an object, that's not simple either, just because experience plays a part of it. So those who have experience in catching a ball are going to be able to catch it better without seeing their hands versus somebody who's doesn't really catch balls too often. So I think in the research they found that those who had 0 or little experience in catching a ball, if they weren't able to see their hands, they would have a lot of spatial movement issues, so they weren't able to properly position their hand properly, as opposed to those who did have experience, who instead would just have issues grasping at the final moment.